Hello and welcome to Loving Me, Myself, and Life with me, Jody Misiak. Today we're talking about overcoming self-doubt and embracing your worth. This is the fourth episode in a four-part series that I've created that I've been doing over the last this will be the fourth week, and it's the journey to self-love. So thank you so much for being here, and I'm just so excited to talk about this because I personally feel that this can be one of our biggest barriers towards really connecting with ourselves and having a deeper, loving relationship. Our limiting beliefs can really keep us stuck. They can prevent us from going after what we want. And they can even make us think that we want to do something different too, right? Like they can really mess with our direction and our own personal well-being and just really take us on a roller coaster ride when they are controlling our life instead of, the thoughts that we want to have in our head, right? Because limiting beliefs usually come from somewhere else. So I'm going to cover this today. So hopefully you're ready to step into your worth and confidence throughout this episode. So one of the biggest things is discovering where the root of self-doubt comes from. So first off, it's important to identify the root of your self-doubt and where it comes from. So an example in my life is I never thought I was smart enough to do anything because as a kid, I was told this. I was held back in grade 1, and then for my whole life, I just thought, well, I'm not smart enough, so why bother trying? And throughout most of my school years, I didn't care at all about school. I'd show up, I'd goof off, and then that was pretty much it. Like I'd just kind of go by without really taking too much in because I thought, well, what's the point? I'm not smart enough. And that, like I said, really went with me for a long time until about grade 11 when I had the most amazing English teacher. And she was very supportive. She saw that I was struggling with reading out loud and that it brought so much anxiety to me. And she worked with me and helped me move through that to the point that on graduation, she gave me the biggest hug ever. It was just this beautiful, life-changing moment. But that self-doubt I had was from my childhood and took me for like years. And it even wasn't fully gone after grade 11. When I met my husband, like he really helped me with spelling and reading. And then the more I did something, practice makes better. I got better at spelling and reading, something I thought I was never ever going to do because I labeled myself not smart enough because it came from my childhood. So I hope that you see how that goes, where we can be taught something or somebody tells us something in our childhood. And then we take it and we put it in our backpack, our imaginary backpack, and then we carry it along with us in life until we realize like, oh, wait a second, my backpack's heavy. Let me sort through this. It's kind of like a purse, right? I don't know about you, but I don't carry a purse actually much anymore, but because I backpack and stuff a lot. But when I had a purse a lot, I would just throw things in there and throw it in. And then eventually I'm like, I should clean this out. Or even better, I was changing purses and I'm like, let's clean this out. And it's like, whoa, that was in there? It's like our thoughts and things that happen throughout our life. We pick things up, we put things in this thought bucket or our purse or backpack, whichever way you want to look at it. And it's about taking time to kind of sort through that. And once you become aware of these thoughts and self-doubt that have been created throughout life, then it's time to change them and reframe them, right? It's this negative talk we tell ourselves. Like, I really can't tell you how often I told myself, like, I'm not smart enough. Like, why would I do this? I'm not smart enough. Or there were so many things I held myself back on because I didn't think I was smart enough. And that's just one example. I could tell you probably way more, like, I'd say over 50 probably self-doubts that I had. Possibly more, possibly less. I don't know. I didn't count. But that was just the one that really came to mind when I was creating this episode. So now you know some thoughts, some self-doubt that you have, the negative self-talk you have. It's about reframing them. So it's thinking about like, I'm not smart enough. Well, I wouldn't have been able to say I'm smart enough. Honestly, that would have been too big of a jump. If you're telling yourself something that doesn't feel true, then you're just going to be like saying it off the cuff, right? Like you're just going to be like, oh, whatever. Yeah, of course I'm smart enough. Aha. Like sarcastically, right? It's about finding the next thing that could be true. I don't know this yet. I'm learning, and that's okay. So any of these things that would feel close. So I'm not worthy of money or success or love, anything of these worthiness. It stems deeper than your worth. Somewhere in your life, somebody told you that you're not worthy enough of something. And then that is being brought into your day in this present moment. So it's really just taking those thoughts that you have and almost doing like a map back. Like where did you learn this first? Kind of like going back and figuring it out. And then it's figuring out what's the next best thing you can say that isn't negative self-talk, right? And it's really just reframing your thoughts. And it could be I am worthy. That one, at least to me, feels true. Like even back when things were hard, is I am worthy. And if it doesn't feel true yet, it's thinking about the things that you have done in your life and remembering that, yes, you are worthy. You have amazing things. You've done amazing things. They might be small, itty bitty pieces here and there, but they are pieces that make you worthy. You're worthy regardless of what you do too. Your worthiness has nothing to do with what you have accomplished in your life. You are lovable. You are worthy in this moment. You're alive. You're here. You're lovable. You're worthy. Like that's all you need. And it's really just catching your negative self-talk and then finding things to reframe. And I love putting things on. I have colorful cue cards and I love putting them on there, and I put them on the wall wherever. Like I have some in my office, I have some in the bathroom. So when I'm brushing my teeth, they're there for me to see and reframe my thoughts. So I encourage you to pick some of the ones that might be your top negative self-talk, and then thinking about how you can rephrase that. And it's just remembering that your inner child is healing through this self-love process, right? Like how I was sharing about my own childhood where I was told I'm not smart enough, I'm not good enough. I had to heal that part of my inner child so I could move forward. So I talk a lot about reframing self-talk, but that's part of it. That's our thoughts and our beliefs. But it goes deeper. It really goes into this little child, that learned this belief or this thought. And it's really giving your inner child a hug and some tender loving care while you're moving through this process. So remember that these thoughts and beliefs might have been with you for years, and it's not necessarily just going to be gone. It's giving yourself some compassion and love through this process. And that's so important to remember through this, because it can feel like an uphill battle. And you got to give yourself some grace and some understanding through these moments. Like I said, I didn't think I was smart enough. I was told in grade 1, probably even kindergarten, that I wasn't smart enough. And things around me showed that I wasn't smart enough. And then I held that with me forever. Oh, not ever, but for a long time, until somebody said, no, Jody, You're not like this thought. You are smart. You can do this with the right support. And then slowly over time, I pivoted to realizing how amazing I truly am. But it didn't just happen. Now, that little child of mine did not have the resources you do today either. So it's remembering that. And it's not about beating yourself up for not changing sooner or not realizing it sooner, or even the people that have taught you this belief or a thought in the first place. They were only doing what they knew and from the place that they were at. So this is not about blaming other people or even blaming ourselves. It's becoming aware. And then when you become aware, you can change it because you can't change what you don't know. And then it's taking those steps to love yourself more. It's so important to embrace our imperfections and learn to love yourself as you are, because the truth is, you don't need to be fixed. You don't need to be, a newer model. You're not have to move up from 1.0 and go to 2.0 or 3.0 or wherever you're at. There is no fixing. It's about loving yourself where you are, getting to know yourself better. What are your values? What are your dreams and goals in life? What really lights you up? And really just understanding why you do what you do. Why do these thoughts come up? Where did they come from? And really just loving yourself through that process and knowing that just because you did something or just because you thought something or believed something doesn't make that who you are. It just means that happened in your life. Super important thing to remember is that we can't go back in time. As far as I know, there's no time machine that I know of anyways. And so we can't go back in time and change things. But the thing is, as much as I look back at my life and there is moments that I'm like, OMG, that was horrible. I can now look at those moments in my life and realize that I needed that to happen so I could be the person I am today. And that's really where we want to get to, where we make peace with the past, our old thoughts, release them, the beliefs that no longer serve us, let them go. And we get to this place that's like, okay, that happened. And instead of asking, why me? Say, what can I learn from this instead? Because honestly, things in our life show up so we can learn from them. Now, I know this can be hard because things in life don't always feel good, or there are really bad situations out there. And it's like, why me? And what do I have to learn from this? But we really don't have control over certain things in our lives. But we do have control over how we react and how we treat ourselves through these moments. And it's about building that relationship with yourself. So when these moments happen, you are grounded in who you are and you have that love and compassion for yourself. So you can move through these challenges and struggles from a place of love and find a sense of understanding. And I hope that makes sense. Like I said, I've shared my personal journey with you in episode 1 of this series. And it was rough at times. And, but it made me who I am today. And there are things that I always thought, oh man, I didn't love about myself, or that I didn't understand about myself. And actually, as I became a mom, I understood a little bit more because I have what people like to call highly sensitive children. And in researching this, I actually found that I too am highly sensitive. And even to this day, it kind of holds a little bit of it holds a little negative vibes to me because as a kid, being sensitive was not something that was looked at as good. But now it really is. I tell my kids, because I know from personal experience, that being highly sensitive is a superpower. It's really incredible. We were actually just having a conversation the other night where my oldest was going through something, and I was just sharing, like, it's okay. Like, just letting them feel it, and then sharing how I understand and things like that. And then letting them know that what they're thinking, not a lot of people are thinking. And it's not to take away from what they're thinking, but to know that there's a different perspective, right? We all think our perspective in life is the only perspective, but there's a crazy amount of different perspectives out there, because how many people are on earth? My kids and I, we see everything. We take in everything, all the details, all of it. Now, we might not notice it at that moment, but hours later, we're replaying those moments in our head. And I had to learn how to let that go and not be on repeat over and over and analyze every moment. And my kids are now learning that. But we also think differently because we see everything. And we think everybody's going to see all these things about us. It's also those other things where it's like caring what other people think. So that also happened in that conversation where we were talking about how other people, opinions, it's that saying, what you think of me is none of my business. So I was reminding my children, or especially my oldest, that, you can have these thoughts, but other people, what they think of you, it really doesn't matter. And it's like what you think about you matters. Anyways, so going off on a little bit off topic here, maybe not so much off topic, but off of what I thought about it, talking about. Anyways, so we all have superpowers. And until you kind of like look into them a little bit more and understand them and then embrace them, then you can really enjoy them. So it's reframing things, right? Like, so the highly sensitive. I don't really love that. Like I said, I don't love the word, and I feel like I could switch it around, but I'm like, okay, I should really just embrace that label, even though, like I said in a different episode, I don't love labels because then they put us in a box. But it's having these abilities to just see everything and take in every little thing that can really help. Like, people share their personal stories with me, their life, and I embed it into my being. Like, I don't really need people need to repeat themselves because I take it in. And it's just this connection that this highly sensitive, awesome ability I have really allows me to connect better with people. So it's embracing these moments about ourselves. So I hope that helps. And if you want to dive deeper into this conversation or into your self-love journey, I have created a course called A Course in Self-Love. It's about healing, creating self-worth, and personal transformation. It's about building a deeper, loving relationship with yourself, so you can go out there and show the world who you truly are and show up as that person you've always meant to be. If you're interested, the link is over in the podcast description, and you'll find more information on my website if you follow that link. I am so grateful for you. Thank you again for being here. And if you loved this episode or liked it and feel that somebody else needs to hear this message, please share the love and subscribe. Thanks again for being here. Take care and have a beautiful, beautiful day. Bye for now.